I was just listening to the book of Matthew, chapter 5. And in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, he says, resist not evil. If somebody smites you on the right cheek, turn to them the left. If somebody sues you at the law for your coat, give them your cloak also. I believe 100% that is supposed to be taken seriously. A lot of people say that, oh no, it's not talking like you shouldn't. I mean, Jesus literally says, resist not evil. If somebody is beating the crap out of you, let them. Let them. He says to love your enemy. Hitting your enemy back is not love. He says to love your enemy. If your enemy is beating the ever-living crap out of you, that's how much love Jesus wants you to have. That you don't even hit them back. You love them so much that you would help them get rid of their anger, even if it's towards you. That's a hard saying, man. That's tough. Resist not evil. That is tough, man. As human beings, we don't like that. Somebody hits you, you want to freak out. You want to hit them back. That's the human condition. That's human nature. But Jesus is saying, don't. Resist not evil. Don't resist it. Did Jesus ever resist when he was on the cross? He never even opened his mouth. He never said anything. He let them beat the ever-living crap out of him. If Jesus was the example, then I think it's very clear that he's saying, do not resist it. What does resisting it do for you? What is it doing for you? That's not love. Turning around and doing exactly what they did to you is not love. That's not love. Jesus said that it's not an eye for an eye. He said it used to be. That's what they said back in the day, but it's not an eye for an eye. So, I don't know. That's tough, though. That is definitely tough. But that's true love. That is true love. If you actually thought of everybody and all these other people as your brothers and your sisters and your mom and your dad, if you thought of everybody, if you thought of everybody as Jesus, Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. The apostles said that there came a point where they didn't see people anymore. They only saw Jesus. That's wild. To look at somebody and see Jesus in that person, no matter what. I mean, Jesus said that whatever you do to these people, you do to him. And whatever you don't do to these people, you don't do to him. If it's a homeless man and you don't help him, you didn't help Jesus. That tells me that you shouldn't resist evil. There's no way. If you're resisting evil, you're resisting Jesus Christ. He told you would get persecuted. He told you they would beat the crap out of you. He told you they would kill you for it. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm not claiming that I know the truth. I don't know nothing. Do the research for yourself. But what I'm saying is that from my understanding in my reading, if you read Matthew 5, it very clearly says, if somebody smites you on the right cheek, turn to them the left. I don't believe that's metaphor, because Jesus did it. They beat the ever-living crap out of Jesus. Bad. And he never resisted. What is that? You don't know what resisting is going to do. That could totally change the history of events. What if you didn't? Do you know how stupid somebody's going to look if they punch you in the face and you don't react? Do you know how stupid that person's going to look? Do you know how stupid that person's going to feel? That alone might bring somebody to God. Somebody watches you get punched in the face and goes, damn, that guy straight up didn't even react. Imagine somebody punched you in the face and you gave that guy a hug. Dude, that might literally bring somebody to God. You know, Jesus said that even, if you look on a woman to lust after, you committed adultery in your heart. It's not about... It's all about what's in your heart, man. If you actually love that person, you don't want to hurt them. I feel like a lot of the times we don't actually love these people. That's hard to do. To love every person equally, as if they were your brother, as if they were your sister. That's tough, man. That's what Jesus calls us to do. If your brother came up and punched you in the face right now, are you going to hurt him? Do you want to hurt your brother? You don't want to hurt your brother. That's your brother. That's your flesh. That's your blood. You don't want to hurt him. Well, so aren't these homeless people. So aren't these people that are working in the convenience store. So aren't the guy that's making your coffee in the morning. Yeah, he's pissed off because he's making $3 an hour. And then you get upset because he's upset. Maybe if we had some gratitude, maybe if we did some acts of kindness, help that guy out. That guy might be having a really shitty fucking week. You don't got to retaliate against him. Resist not evil in any sense of the word. How many times you go to McDonald's and you got upset because they got your order wrong? Why are you mad at that? Because they got your order wrong? They didn't listen to you? Well, guess what? That's tough luck, man. If you were truly grateful, it wouldn't matter what you received. There's a lot of times, me personally, I just went to the Chinese spot and I got a poo-poo platter for 2. And yeah, you know what? Thinking about it right now, Jesus might have been trying to teach me something, because that was a bit gluttonous for one person to eat an entire poo-poo platter for 2. But I received a poo-poo platter for 1, and I was charged for the 2. And at the time, I was pretty heated. But I just decided, whatever, I'll just eat it and I'll just go home. I didn't go back in the restaurant. I didn't say anything. I didn't. And, I was pissed. And I said that I'd never go back to that restaurant, because I thought I got robbed. And I did get robbed, honestly. I mean, they literally charged me for the poo-poo platter for 2, and I only got the 1. That's half the food. You know what I mean? But I was full. I wasn't hungry. I ate it. I was not hungry. I probably couldn't have not even eaten another bite. I was stuffed. It was super gluttonous of me to even order the poo-poo platter for 2. Why should I have resisted that? You know what I mean? That's God right there trying to teach me a lesson. And I didn't even realize it till I started making this video. But I don't know. I don't think that there's ever a point in the Bible where Jesus says to put your hands on somebody, where he tells you, I mean, he only ever says the opposite. And people try and, manipulate the verses and try and say, no, it's metaphor, it's this. I don't think so. Look at the way Jesus lived his life, man. He was the example. Did Jesus ever put his hands on anybody? Did Jesus ever resist evil? No. I mean, he's telling you to do those things. He wasn't a hypocrite. Out of all the things Jesus was, he was not a hypocrite. He did not lie. He did not sin. He was a perfect man. He was not a hypocrite. So if he says, do not resist evil, I'm led to believe that I can't resist evil, because he never did. And Jesus wouldn't ask you to do something that he didn't already do. So I know the times are getting tough. I know the end of the world is coming. I know it sucks. I know these people it's getting rough. I understand that. But Jesus understood that well before I did. And he understands it way more than I ever could. So in these end times, man, show some love. Show some love. That was like the number one commandment Jesus gave. Love your neighbor as if it were yourself. Love the Lord thy God with all your with all your heart, soul, and mind. And then love your neighbor as if they were yourself. We need more of that. In Jesus' mighty name, God bless you.